cold. Streets icy, froze. Ice on my chest that's cold. Heart in my chest that's cold. Feeling icy, I'm froze. Feel it coming. I gotta go get it. I gotta go get it. Get it. Go get it. Feel it coming. I gotta go get it. I gotta go get it. Get it. Go get it. Shit is icy cold. I've been on the fast lane trying to get right now. You gon' make my walls hunting in the jungle, deep on the moon right now. Shit is icy and cold. Ice in my chest, that's cold. Heart in my chest, that's froze. Shit is icy cold. Shit is icy cold. I've been on the fast lane trying to get it right now. You gon' make my walls hunting in the jungle, deep on the moon right now. Shit is icy cold. Heart in my chest, that's froze. Ice in my chest, that's cold. That's cold. Nah, nah, nah. Shooting icy and froze. Ice on my chest, that's cold. Heart in my chest, that's cold. Feeling icy and cold. Streets icy, froze. Ice on my chest, that's cold. Heart in my chest, that's cold. Feeling icy and froze. Feel it coming. I gotta go get it. I gotta go get it. Get it. Go get it. Feel it coming. I gotta go get it. I gotta go get it. Get it. Go get it. Feel it coming. Go get it. Go get it. Go get it. Get it. Go get it. Feel it coming. Go get it. Go get it. I got it, go get it, go get it, get it,
Yes, and a wonderful good morning and to you, Karibuni sana to the Black Fly Network Media for the 21st century. I hope you are doing great this wonderful Wednesday. I want to welcome you to the Pan African Bliss. My name is Joby. 18 minutes past 11 a.m. in Nairobi, and the sun is super out there. And I
something new and we burrow deeper into their own
Trying,
paradigm.
trying to wait for
Even in the
Joby to
new
come
world
back.
we are
So
creating, there are bound to
give
be
it a little
different
second
paradigms that people live within.
till she comes back.
We must remember that some people are filled with potential, while others are limited by limitations. Everyone has a story to tell, and everyone has a path to walk. Today, we are exploring the mysteries of creativity, imagination, and resilience.
Are you back, Joby?
I am. We had some connectivity issues, but I want to welcome everyone. I hope you are doing great this wonderful morning. I was just, giving some hints about our radio, and I wanted to welcome everyone. In case you are joining us for the first time, I wanted to say Karibu Sana, and you can interact with us. That is on our social media handles. We are on Facebook at the Black of Fire Network Radio Station. We are on Twitter as well, and you can also find us on Facebook as you get to interact with us on the matters that we have for you here today. You can also call us in. SMS us or WhatsApp us at the +254 754 402 730. You can also catch us on our website and get to log in onto the website. Feel free to create your own profile and join the Blackout Fire family because we have interesting matters for you here today. Karibu sana Keith. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
It is morning. My voice is still hoarse. I'm doing okay. It's about 4:30 in the morning, so I'm doing good.
That is so early, but thank you for joining us on the broadcast. We have amazing matters. And before we get into the amazing matters that we have for you here today, I want to give some amazing quote because you know how we start our day. And we are all about vibrating positive vibes and, reflecting
Always.
positivity into people's life. And the quote of the day is, never bend your head, always hold it high and look at the world straight in your eye. Never bend your head, always hold it high and look the world straight in the eye, because I do believe that most of us are scared. We have been,
Sounds to me that's like die on your feet and not on your knees.
You should hold your head very high. Do not be don't walk looking down. You are scared, in your thoughts. You're like, am I going to pay the bills tomorrow? Am I going to do this? Just know that the world is in control. You are put here for a purpose, and
You have exactly right. You have control of your surroundings. African people, you have been told lies and you have been out of your African mind. You've taken your science. White people have taken your science. Understand, when you vibrate on a higher frequency, you are responsible for your life around you. How you think, so you become. You must go back to understand this. You've been given a fear-based lie. Now you live your life in fear. I'm going to hell. This Jesus, this Allah. These are lies. It's not how the universe works. And that's why you stay in poverty and degradation and ignorance. You took your science that the white man told you were lies. He's now using it to control the world. That's what he's using now with this pandemic and all this other shit he's doing. African science. But he's giving you a religion of fear and nonsense. Go ahead, Joby.
Exactly. You find that so many people are walking in fear. You're burning your head down. You're so much into your thoughts. As I said, you are, thinking about so many negativities. But at the end of the day, I just wanted to say that, the world can never bring unto you whatever you can never handle. You'll always be in control of whichever situation that you are in. Be it is good or bad, you'll always walk out of it. Because most of us, we tend to look at the negative side of our life that we have gone through. But we forget
your life stays negative.
Yeah, we forget about
go inside. God lives inside us Africans. This is our ancient science. He all lives inside. You must go inside. Any God outside you is a lie. You must go inside and you must cultivate your mind with knowledge, information, and discernment. And then you must vibrate on a positive frequency to bring positive things to you. Like attracts like.
That's true. I did get to say that like attracts like. You reflect your life to whatever you are thinking to or whatever you are, reasoning to it. So if you are thinking about negativities is what you're gonna face in your life. But if you are thinking about positive vibrations, that is what you're gonna reflect in your life. And I'm so glad that you are here with us today. Yesterday we did get to engage on a serious matters concerning. I just want to give a hint of it as you get to also give me your thoughts on this before we get into the main topic of the day. Yesterday I was discussing about South Africa wants to hold the FIFA World Cup in its country, but I was on my thoughts when I saw the whole thing, considering that the other day we did get to see that they are not allowing anyone, to conduct anything if you don't have a COVID-19 vaccine, passport. So why is it that right now, it is the first African country that is making everything, compulsory?
Because they know the African is ignorant. They're going to say, no, we won't go to it, and the thing will collapse. No, we won't be involved in it. So the money will collapse, the industry will collapse. We won't be involved in it. That's what's happening here in America with these games and football games and stadium. No, if you put mandates, we'll collapse the industry. People, you have the control. Africans, you got the control. You got to get out of these religious paradigms of fear and no power. The power is you.
That is totally true. That is totally true. But the moment I saw the whole thing was like, South Africa just yesterday they did get to say that they want people to have passports due to the job. And right now this is an African country. They want to hold the FIFA World Cup, and we know so many people love football. So many people have been dragged into this football thing. It's not a bad thing, to you to love a particular kind of sport.
But it's a bad thing. It's a bad thing to be ignorant and have somebody mandate to you. Well, you can and cannot go. You say, okay, cool. I won't go to your football. We call it soccer. We don't call it football in America. I won't go to your soccer game. You do you. Whatever. You got to allow it to collapse. You can't be so engaged in something that does harm to you or willing to do harm and restrict your freedoms.
My thoughts on it was, why is it that they have to drag it to South Africa, considering what they had said?
Not just in South Africa.
Considering
it's worse, Joby, in Nigeria, in Edo State. They say they can't access their money now unless they get the COVID shot. They said you can't go to the bank and get your money unless you got the COVID shot. Are you out of your mind if you accept this nonsense? And you wonder why? I say, when you deal with these African leaders, they must be executed. They are, as I showed Spikes yesterday, you put us up, Joby. Indians found out that knowledge, Africans, we must be knowledge-based again. We cannot deal with beliefs. You must acquire knowledge. So when the Indians acquired knowledge about them dying in the streets, and even though the mainstream media has been lying over and over again, saying it was the unvaccinated dying, that's a lie. The lawyers and the doctors knew what they were seeing. Vaccinated were dying. And so they told the WHO, Indian doctor, and understand who created the WHO. WHO was never created by any government. It's created by the Rockefellers, who are eugenicists, who were always planning to kill humanity. That's been their underlying goal 400-something years ago. And so the Indians, and you can look this up, Joby, and the Indians found out that the Indian lady of the WHO were lying to them about a certain treatment called ivermectin, which really helps and cures people who have got colds. There's no such thing as COVID. And so they told her, you have done crimes against humanity, and we're going to execute your ass. I don't talk to you. So you was right yesterday when I seen your show after. You said, why did they execute the damn leader of Ghana, of Guinea? That's bullshit. It is. When you committed crimes against people, you must be executed. You must have there must be the highest price you pay. Highest price to pay is your life. Like Ramaphosa doing what he's doing, or Kenyatta gonna do it, and you must forfeit your life.
Well, it is really crazy, but my thoughts on it was that since it is in South Africa that they want to conduct this FIFA World Cup, so many people in Africa, because we know that the target is Africa, right? So many people are gonna be dragged onto this, and for you to even enter South Africa, for you to watch the game,
you mad about that. That's their life, and that's their life, and that's their life. If you're not, you must seek knowledge. As they always telling me, I can't save everybody. I used to be sad, but you must seek knowledge. It's too much knowledge out there for you not to find out what's going on. So
It
you
is true.
decide to be ignorant. That's your choice to be ignorant. And you got the choice. And I got to
Mhm.
respect your choice to be ignorant. That's your choice.
It
And I
is true,
leave you
but
to your choice.
it is true, but even right now it goes all the way even to celebrities because yesterday I get to share a post on the WhatsApp group, to the family saying that, I did bump into a certain post where Nicki Minaj was also supporting, rather is supporting also for people to take the COVID-19 jab, and she was like, I'm also gonna get vaccinated, so I've not seen anyone who's been, affected by the way that people are saying that this COVID-19 jab is affecting people in this particular kind of way. She said that her herself she's going to be vaccinated and she's ready to go live with anyone who wants to argue about it. So I was like, okay, we know that most of the people do not know the truth, and as much as she might also know the truth, they are also promoting all these puppets, and they are working together. At the end of the day, they know that we know that she is not, like she is out of the African culture, out of the black lives, how do I put it? She doesn't really consider like our mentality has been fixed in a way that to liberate the lives of the black people, to discriminate the lives of the black people. But I wanted to talk about the same matter, whereby I wanted to talk about the misconception that we Africans have been fixed, and all the misconception that so many people have about us as Africans. And we know that Africans have been saying that you came from the monkeys, you are this and this, you serve Jesus, this and so many things. But we forget that we have our own traditionals and cultures which we want to study about today. And as you go, so give your own sentiments. Robert Williams, karibu sana to the show. Hope you are doing great this wonderful morning. So I wanted to hint a little bit of the misconception. Keith, what are the kind of misconceptions that you've heard about the African people?
But when I grew up, I grew up like everybody else. I grew up in lies. I grew up the
Mm-hmm.
Africans. We never done shit. We're stupid. We're backwards. We're
Mm-hmm.
we're uh, 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 we're idiotic. We're childlike. So I grew up with
Mm-hmm.
all these misconceptions. So I'm like, damn, it ain't even
Mm-hmm.
good to be African. Whoa, you're raised in
Mm-hmm.
a system that teaches you self hate, and then
Mm-hmm.
luckily, I had one professor in college,
Mm-hmm.
and I was wrapped up in the Jesus myth because I grew up in it like everybody else. He said, "How about you delve and try to understand? Is it
Mm-hmm.
real, Keith? Is what you believe real?" I said, "Hey, man, what the hell are you talking about?" He said, "Is what you believe real? How do you know it's
Mm-hmm.
real? How do you know what you believe is even real, Keith?" I said,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, damn, how do I
Mm-hmm.
know? They got me. I was at the age of learning. I was like, what? How do I know that? I got it from my parents. They got it from their parents. I said, how
Mm-hmm.
do I know if this shit is real or not? So he
Well,
said,
uh,
go ahead, Joby,
I
go ahead.
wanted to hit on a little bit, some of the 10 misconceptions that I did get to grow up with, and of course, so many people that do know about, as we also get a little bit into the traditional of Africans, so that we may understand why is it that, only Africans have this kind of traditionals, and they are so very unique. But I wanted to read, get to, engage with you as I get to educate you, and also as you also give your sentiments, family, as you tell us the some of the things that you did get to grow up, knowing about the African people, because I do believe there are the lies that you have been told about Africans, but we have more than lies. We are, the only African continent, because we can never be found anywhere. We are unique. We are very decent in very many ways. We are very bright, very intelligent, because it seems like right now, with the misconceptions and the lies that the white man brought into Africa, and in system of education, it seems like right now the white man is the only person who is brighter than us. They say that the white man is very, very bright. You see, even Africans say that the white mzungu is a very sharp person. You're like, okay, why is it that not African is not a sharp person? But I wanted to hint a little bit on the 10
Well,
misconceptions.
let
Yes.
me say something. Let me say something real quick, Joby.
Mm-hmm.
I had to learn that those are all lies. The African is the smartest person on the planet, and I can
Yes.
prove that. Not just my opinion. I can prove that genetically. But the African is caught under like a haze of so many lies. He
Mm-hmm.
doubts himself, him or herself. The African has 9 strands, and this is biological fact, not my opinion. The
Mm-hmm.
African has 9 strands of genetic coding. That means he's the smartest person on the planet, far hands down, and he's able to do some miraculous shit. The African knew this. The European only has 6 strands of genetic coding. East Indian only has 6, and the Asian only has 6. That means they're one step away from a chimpanzee that has 5, but the African has 9. That's 3 steps above the white man, 3 steps above the Asian, 3 steps above the East Indian. That means the African is vastly smarter than anybody on the planet and does not even know it. Doesn't even know any of this. It is crazy. But go ahead, Joe.
Well, one of the most, this goes with the skin and, our melanin color. And of course, that most of the people want to tamper with the African color. And, that's why you can see so many white people and so many people, even the Africans themselves right now, they're engaging into business of bleaching, because you've been told that all Africans, you are dark skinned and you are ugly, that,
and when you do that, because that's the mindset, when you do that, your mind is messed up, because the darker you are, your blackness is a vibration. It's not a color.
Yeah.
People stolen my science. Your darkness, your blackness is not a color. It's a frequency. It's the frequency of God. When you destroy that, the reason why you are black Africans, because you vibrate on a higher frequency than everybody else. That's why you're the closest thing to God. That's why you practice a beautiful humanity. That's why you African people went out and taught the world how to read, how to write. You taught the world civilization. Even though they come back and now call you a monkey, because you're dealing with lesser beings. You're dealing with lesser individuals than you are. So they seek dominance. They seek lies and obfuscations.
That is totally true.
Steal everything that you've done to claim. Go ahead, Joby.
That is totally true. I totally agree with you, because Africans, I think we vibrate very high. Despite that, not so many people right now, we have lost focus, not knowing about our own selves. The science about our own self, the true selves. Why is our color important? You see that so many young girls, they want to bleach, to look. They want to bleach to look light-skinned, because light-skinned people, especially here in the African continent, if you are a light-skinned girl, you're gonna be favored when it comes to matters of jobs. When it comes to
exactly Rumi's I was saying in Zimbabwe, because you've been given this thing of anti-blackness from the European. They came and told you that your color was bad and to worship them, and then when you worship a white god, that destroys your mind. As you loving whiteness. Whiteness is unnatural in nature. You don't even know this, because you're not taught real history, real science, and you're not really educated. You're indoctrinated with the European lies. Exactly. Whiteness in nature is unnatural. That's why you don't see nothing white in nature. It's called albinism. It's unnatural. You might find one white thing out of 1,000 things with color, because it is a mutation. It's unnatural. It's called albinism. And so now you're taking something that's unnatural, which the European has done, put in your mind, and then say this is even what the nature told you is unnatural. Now you've taken it and said, oh, this is best and the greatest. And nature already told you it's unnatural. That's why it's not the norm in nature. That's why white people are the minority on the planet, because it's unnatural. Nature's showing you that. But you, since you can't think anymore, you've been conquered mentally, you don't understand that. Look around you. How many white buffalo you see? How many white antelopes do you see? How many white cows do you see? Not many.
That reminded me that yesterday when I was coming to work, I didn't get to say that yesterday, but it really made me very, very happy. I did get to see. I remember Kate saying that she did get to see some Afghanistans, here in the 254, And the same thing, I did also get to see them yesterday in town, like 5 of them. And a conductor, a lady who's a conductor, one of the people who are in charge of the circles, of the matatu, she went ahead and screamed and shouted to them, you people are not, you don't belong to this country. Go back to your countries. We don't know what you're doing in Kenya, but you should go back to your country. And people are looking at her like, why are you speaking like that? But I was like, yeah, go girl, because you have the right to say it. And not so many people will stand up like you and say the same thing. We know that these people are coming here to only mess up with our mentality, mess up with the young girls, and that is why you can a young lady trying to bleed because you're trying to be white person.
That's true. But see, in the African, African, that's some of the beautiful man. The African's not used to saying, "I want you to go back to." African always invites everybody in, and that's been dangerous. That's our beautiful humanity, and it's always hurt us. Don't understand. African thought everybody was like him, and kind. No, they seek to take from you. The African didn't understand. Oh, go ahead, Joby.
Yeah, I was saying you are breaking, but I can hear you. But another misconception that I wanted to talk about, and of course this we've seen for so long, that African continent is full of corruption and full of poverty and war. But first, we know that these matters of corruption came up with
why is it full of corruption?
It came up with the purpose. Why? The purpose to keep up this hatred amongst each.
But who created the puppets? The African wasn't used to corruption. It's because it's been conquered by white people who have inflicted corruption and poverty onto African people. It was you can't live on the richest continent on the planet and be in poverty. That's why the African was never impoverished before the Europeans showed up. That's why you're taught lies about your history, as if you was always impoverished, which is a lie. I've already showed you the richest people on the planet were always Africans. You know why? Because you sit on the richest piece of land. So there was no poor Africans and the whole thing is about Europeans stealing from African people. That's where the puppet started from. They said, oh, okay, the Africans are starting to fight us. They want us ass out of here, but we'll be slick and install our puppets. But the Africans believe he's free, but he's not free. These puppets belong to us. We control the Kenyattas, the Baharis, the Ramaphosa's, the whoever. We control them, so we can still control the riches of Africa.
That is totally true, but not so many Africans know it because of the fictions. You have been told that you are poor because you are living in the ghetto. You believe that you are poor, but you don't know. But even with the frequency that is in your mind, how you know how you are reasoning that you can even elevate your life and live the lifestyle that you want. And we are not poor. It is because the puppets came up, and we as Africans we are allowing it to we are allowing all this to happen. The white person comes. It's the same way that you are saying that you have a gold mine in somewhere, or you discover there's a gold mine in somewhere, or maybe some oil, or maybe something different, or maybe in terms of coffee. But you come up, you invent the whole thing, but they come up, they give you money.
Who always comes and take it? The European. Who controls the tea? Who controls the tea in Kenya? The Europeans. Who controls the coffee? The biggest loss of land. The European never gave the land back, Joby, in Kenya, or what we want to call Kenya. And it's supposed to Europeans own that shit. They never said, and they put their puppet Jomo Kenyatta to make sure that that the land would not be given back, just like they did in South Africa. Europeans came and stole the land. They have never given the land back. Only person who really got the land was Robert Mugabe, and they tried to demonize him and destroy Zimbabwe. He said, we got to get the land back to our people who you stole it from. The land was never given back to the Kenyan people in Kenya. Those white people own that land. And they stole it. That land was stolen from African people in Kenya, in Uganda, in Nigeria, in Ghana, in Zimbabwe, in South Africa. They never gave that land back.
Totally true. I totally agree with you. And Africans just need to do research about
That's
themselves.
why
And
you guys are walking when you guys are out in the street. You guys are out in a section of Kenya called Karen, named after a white woman who owned all of Nairobi. How can a white woman own all of all of Africa, all of Nairobi? Because her family stole the shit. That's why.
that is totally true. Another misconception that has been, still indicated is that we lack technology. But we know that I was, considering or rather looking at this, considering the Underground Railroad movie, where I did get to see where that young man was told that, he was asked, or rather the Mzungu was surprised, because he could write and read. But you ask yourself, why is it that we Africans, we lack technology and we are not intelligent in different ways? We are, and we know that the Mzungu came and took all these ideas from us. But due to the lack of
Yep.
research, due to the lack of the system of education, the way it has misled our minds, you find that not so many Africans are willing to do research about themselves, or to know what is it, why is it that I was born African, what am I really doing in Africa, why is it that I am a Kenyan as a Kenyan, and
There you
what
go.
is really
Why do I
important.
believe exactly? There you go. See, now you're starting to shake your paradigm, Joby. Now you're starting to become wise.
Mhm,
Why am I Kenyan? What is Kenya? Why am I here? What is it? Why do I believe in this Jesus shit or this
mhm,
Allah shit? Where did it come from? The
mhm,
questions that you must ask in your life to find
mhm,
truth and not just have belief. Because my grandmother told me the shit. How do I know my grandmother don't know the fuck she talking about? My grandma
mhm,
was giving her shit when she was a child. She didn't know no better. So she's giving it to me.
mhm.
It's up to me. You're responsible for your own life and your own knowledge. You can't say, yes, your parents taught you something, but it's
Mhm.
up to you to go back and say, well, let me see what's real and what's not.
Well, another thing that has also been said about Africans is that we are still the matters of poverty, and that we depend on aid so much. But we know this is all a lie,
Yep.
and it is all a lie, and that
It's a
all
lie.
Africans, mhm, and that all
It's a lie.
Africans live in a hut. That is so wrong. What is so that is
Because
so.
because because you got it because you don't understand the jealousy the world has of
Mhm,
African people. They're jealous that you sit on the richest piece of land. They're jealous
mhm,
that you are the first people. They're jealous
mhm,
that you are the first civilization. They hate that about they hate. And then so when they come in and you've invited them in, they
mhm,
come in to dominate you, and they say, "Well, you don't fight back. You're stupid."
mhm.
But there's a jealousy because the African nature is different from everybody else's nature. The African always allows everybody to come in and tries to be friends with everybody. That's what we call the Africans' beautiful humanity. So we had that lady telling you, we've let you in. You've taken everything from us. We've given you everything. The African doesn't even know that. What that lady's saying is a fact. You've given you everything. You were impoverished. You brought us your diseases. That's true. Africa didn't have no diseases. You brought us your diseases. You gave us literature to hate ourselves. Exactly true. You told us that we wasn't shit, but you stole everything from us. You won't leave us the fuck alone because Africa's rich.
Mhm.
Africa is rich. Africans. Africa is the richest piece of real estate on the planet. The Chinese didn't come to be your friends. The Europeans didn't come to be your friends. They came to Africa because it's rich.
Well, they have also said that Africa is the hottest and the driest, the hottest, dry and the sunny of all the time, continent. And in terms of weather, Africa is really favorable, and that is why. Why is it that the Mzungu has to come to Mombasa? Why is it that Mzungu has to come to Kenya? Why is it that Mzungu has to go to Tanzania?
You,
You know,
see now you
all these.
now you now you understand. Now you just figured out the lies. There you go, Joby. See that makes you now you elevate yourself up from being a sheep. That you know that's a lie. If it's that bad, why are they always coming? Why are they there? Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, because all
When
these
you
lies
guys
that
go
they
to
have.
Tanzania, when you guys go
Mhm,
to Tanzania in December, you're gonna see so many crackers, so many white people loving Africa. Loving it. Oh man, I love Africa. But you call Africa deadly and fucked up? Yes, because we want to steal it. We want to kill you Africans and keep the land for ourselves. We teach you all kind of lies and crazy shit.
Yeah, they have also said that in order to develop Africans should become like the West, but that is so not. It's not true. There are so many arguments against this. This misconception in the myths that have been told. Let me focus on one. Many African countries are far ahead of Western countries in terms of sustainable energy use. And so many we are developing in different ways, even in terms of market. Why is it that we have to develop or rather look at the West, West people for us to develop? We have our own technology, but we know that the people who are misleading us and making
your own technology is not going to allow it to be developed. But the whole thing is, you understand, if you develop, the rest of the world stars, but the Africans always share what he had with everybody else. People don't like to share this stuff. They want to come in and steal it. So when you try to develop technology down in Africa, you got control of the Americans, the Europeans, and the Chinese. Make sure that doesn't develop. Because without Africa, Asia was never developed. Without Africa, Europe was never developed. And even after these world wars, when they destroyed the world, where did they go back to get the resources to develop Asia and Europe again? Africa.
They have also said that
they kept Africa underdeveloped so they can steal the resource out of Africa and make sure Asia was developed and Europe was developed.
They have also said that most of when you come to Africa, this is the worst fiction, and of course this is something that I've had ever since me growing up, like ever since I was a child. I've grown up knowing, or rather, hearing all these misconceptions. But until I grew up and understood that, not every person who has AIDS, that you don't have to interact with the person who has AIDS. But they are saying that everyone in Africa has AIDS. But that is so wrong.
And I told you what that was about. First, the AIDS thing was created in the lab, and it was created to kill off Africans. No one's even disputing that no more unless you're a dummy. In Africa, the whole thing was to give African AIDS so they kill you to get the land, Joby, to get the continent. That's why it was introduced. But the African genetics are the best on the planet. The next generation would always be now what? Resistance to the AIDS that the white man made to wipe out black people. And so they introduced Ebola. Oh, Ebola, it's natural custom. All this shit's supposed to all come out the Congo. It's all created in the lab. All created in the lab. And most AIDS is not affected when you learn. The African was ignorant. Oh, I won't get back nobody with no AIDS. You taught the same ignorance what you're done with this COVID shit. When you don't know what the hell you're talking about, you don't research shit, you don't want to know shit, you told nonsense about white people, and you follow it. That's why the lady was screaming at you on the bus. Hey, how you dare eat the chocolate without your mask on? What are you doing? What are you doing? Hey, you dummy. The mask you wearing is killing your stupid ass and giving you cancer. You don't even know that because you're ignorant and stupid.
Well, that is, people just need to change their own perspective, because as I said, personally, also growing up, I grew up with the same mentality that, so many people in Africa have AIDS, and you didn't have to interact with anyone who has AIDS. You didn't have to, even shake hands with someone who has AIDS. But when I grew up and understood better, and right now with the, the learning that I'm also getting, at least, I hope that the people's history is going to change as we also get to give out content here. But I also wanted to hint a little bit onto the traditional that we have as Africans. And I was just saying on, on the blog, if you guys have, attempted to read the blog, I did get to mention that we Africans are unique in different ways. And one of the things that makes us, very unique apart from, the white people or any other, the West countries, which is the traditional that we have. Our traditionals are expressed, that is through music, through art and dance. But yesterday I did get to bump into some, a history, some certain history that really did, click my mind. It was really very interesting that, one of the ways that you'll find that Africans are performing traditional is only in terms of weddings and burials, and which also brings up so many contradictions, when it comes to the particular kind of moments. Because when it comes to the matters of traditionals, when it is a wedding, you must, remove your dowry. You must, ensure that you've taken the right path for you to marry a lady. You must ensure that maybe perform some traditional wedding things, because to some cultures it is a must, you must do this particular kind of issues. But when it comes to the matters of burials, it is also another case that I don't know if any other person or rather any other people do get to conduct all this, or it is only in the 254 itself, because I've seen it, when it comes to the matters of death. When a person dies, especially if he had two wives, it is a conflict, where the husband is supposed to be married. And I've seen that, how we really get to conduct our tradition is a very, very unique way. But one of the most amazing, traditional that we have, as I said, we express our traditionals through music. Because I was saying some time back, way back before the matters are, or rather, before the world changed, before the digital world, came about, we used to communicate through music, right? We used to communicate through hums, through trumpets, through dance, through even animals themselves could make a sound, a certain sound, and you could communicate to maybe your neighbor or maybe your relative in different ways. But you see that even right now, with how the world has really changed, even the art of writing, people are really, we find even the kids who are growing up, they do not even understand most of these things, as the traditional that you have as Africans, the traditional that you are supposed to learn as an African. You find that most of the people, and I'm not just shaming, but it is the fact, most of the people who are living in the city, let me say in the parts of, in particularly children, because even the parents, them growing up, because of the system of education and the lies that you have been fed, now you grow up.
They throw out the traditions, Joby, because it's not West, it's not white, it's not what the white man wants. That's not what I see on TV. I've been told all my traditions are backwards and worship the devil.
Mm-hmm. We find that so many of them are growing up with the mentality that I don't want my kid to go to the rural areas. Why should she or he engage with the rural people? She's gonna get some witchcraft there. They're gonna give her a bad high. I shouldn't give my.
Tell me they're gonna get some African traditions? Of course. See, you're even in Africa, and you hate being African. They're gonna go to the village and get some witchcraft. Hey, dummy, there's no fucking such thing as witchcraft, you moron. There's no such thing. What it is that they are interacting with nature on a spiritual level that you don't understand. The white man takes his ass there and tries to learn it. Hey, how do you do that? How's that work? What do you do it? Your dumb African ass have been told by the white man it's evil, or he's going out there researching the shit and trying to find out how to use it. You fucking moron.
And I was saying that, you find that most of the people, when they are raising their kids, they don't want them to learn even the local languages of the, where they are coming from. If you are a Luo, you don't want your kid to learn Luo. If you are a Kikuyu, you don't want them to know the traditional languages, because you're like, she is from the city, so I want her to grow to like, the city life. She is like, this, I want her to grow like this.
For common sense, for common sense, stupid. Let me teach you something. The more languages you know, the more intelligent you are, because the brain has to go back from language to language. And that makes your child more intelligent. You don't even know that. So your local language, and then learn that, Kiswahili, and then English, enlightens your child, stupid.
My
God. Oh, my God. Oh, so bad. I wish I knew all my damn languages. I just didn't know English is the dead language, you idiots.
I know, right? Personally, I can say I know like 4 traditional languages. I know Kikuyu, I know Kikamba, I can hear a little bit of Kiluya, I can hear a little bit of Luo, I can hear a little bit of Kisi, I can hear a little bit of
awesome that is? That means your brain, if the African understood, that means your brain now can think on a quantum level. Go study quantum Africans, and now that you know all these things, your mind can speak on a quantum level. Now, not to scare you, I'm going to use science terms, because you say it's witchcraft. The white man calls it quantum, all right, quantum science. Now your mind is able to interact interdimensionally. Interdimensionally.
Well, people need just to change their mentality, and people need to wake up before, you need to see the reality of yourself, because as I said, as much as they keep on running from your culture, you will still remain an African person. It's the same as saying you can take them.
You ought to be able to speak these languages. Oh my God. I wish I knew that shit. Shit.
Literally,
you wouldn't shame me. You wouldn't shame me. I'll be speaking that shit all damn day. Go ahead.
literally, I was, I went, I usually go to places rather, interact with different people. Then whenever I'm keen and attentive, they're like, can you hear us? I'm like, yeah, I can hear you. So do not try even to, gossip about me because I can hear every damn shit you say. Ooh, I know. It is crazy, man. It is crazy, but it is amazing, and I do hope that people are gonna be able to wake up and learn more about themselves because at the end of the day, you matter as a person. Stop trying to, simplicate or rather reflect your life to another person. You wanna look like a Kylie Jenner, you wanna look like a Kim Kardashian. Be you, be Joby, yeah, be someone else, be Sister Lightbearer, be niche, be yourself.
Don't you guys know when you guys looking at Kim Kardashian, by the way, they try to get black men. They didn't make their bodies like black women. That their bodies are surgical. She got butt implants and all this stuff is trying to get the white woman is trying to get the black woman's body. You don't even know that when you're looking at Kim Kardashian and her sisters, they've been surgically altered to look like black women with their lip injections with their lips.
I know, right?
Because black women's lips and then the black woman's body. You don't know that? Oh my God.
We've seen so many people who have their bodies have been damaged because you're trying to do surgery to look like Kylie. You want to do lip injections to look like Kylie. You want to do this to have your hips broadened and have a
African lips. Hey, Africans, they're trying to get lips like you. Those are your natural lips, you idiot. They don't got your lips. They want full lips. Like a Joby or Kate. African women have full lips. But you've been told to hate your features. Those are your beautiful lips. Your lips are beautiful because they're full. They're kissable. White people don't have full lips. They're all thin and little and fucked up. You have full, kissable, beautiful lips. So people envy that. So that's why they're getting lipping. But the Kardashians all have had what? Lip injections. So their lips will look like yours. They've all had what? Treatments to make their skin darker. That's why they're kind of dark. You don't know that? Don't look it up. You're just looking at TV. You don't know the hell you're looking at.
And that was just, I remember we were talking about yesterday on the Rhythm Scoop show with Spikes. We was saying that he was asking me the fictions, that when you look at the Met Gala, the EMT Gala, how it has really happened, you find that most of the African people have been dressing up like, women. And it was like, it is really, the picture, how the world is really turning out is really, really bad. The feminism and everything is really, like, it's really, really bad. And you look at so many parents are going to be exposing their kids onto this particular kind of thing. Because I remember my kids, my nephew, actually, he was asking me, he's like 11, 12 years there, and he was asking me, is it true that Lil Nas is really pregnant? I was like, okay, why did you say that? Because right now you find that technology, or rather even parents, are exposing kids onto things that we personally, even me myself, I remember when I was even 12 years, I couldn't be allowed to watch some things. When it was bedtime, you're told to go to sleep. If a program is 16
it's very important that you guard your children's mind, because the subconscious mind doesn't know what's reality and what's not. It just absorbs things like a sponge. That's why they're putting all those homosexual images all throughout Africa, so you to be confused and think now sucking dick is normal. Hey, sucking dick is cool. Look at this singer. Look at these singers doing it. So you got to understand how images work and how they affect your mind. That's why we look at TV. It's called programming. TV programs the mind. Because when you look at TV, it goes straight to your subconscious. Your subconscious creates your reality. Creates your reality. You got to know this. These are science, and these are African sciences. You don't know anymore. But everything you listen to, look at, goes to your subconscious and starts to form your reality, because then it gives you belief systems. The subconscious doesn't know what's real or what's not real. You know why? Because the world, this is an illusion. Only
Mhm.
the spirit world is real. So the subconscious can't differentiate what's
Mhm.
real and what's not real. Because only
Mhm.
spirit is real. So it takes in everything. It has no filter, and you'll destroy your child. You make sure you monitor what your child listens to and what they watch. That's why that fucked up rap music now that America makes it so debaucherous and fucked
Mhm.
up. That's on purpose. That's why the music's so vile, so
Mhm.
so disrespectful to women, so disrespectful to everything African, so outrageously idiotic because they know it goes to the child's brain. And he's going to
Mhm.
imitate later on what he saw or what he heard from music or movies.
Mhm.
That's a
Well,
science.
I just do hope at the end of the day that people are gonna be able to, do research about themselves, as I said, because you need all this before it is too late. Because the white man has no good intentions for you, as much as, especially to the
Sure
young
don't.
ladies,
You
to say
sure
so.
don't. The
I
funny
was
thing about
yesterday,
it, hey,
yesterday,
go
yesterday I was
ahead, go ahead, Joby.
Yes,
Go ahead, Joby.
yesterday I was looking at my Instagram. Then I bumped into a lady. She is very pretty. She's from the 254. She's a celebrity,
Okay.
and she did happen to go to the US, and she has a white boyfriend. I was just like, thinking of the story that you are telling me, the hair with the lice, and I was just like,
Yeah,
how are you
yeah.
handling that?
How
How
they
are you
handle it?
handling? Ugh.
how does how does Lupita, who lives in Brooklyn, New York, and got a white boyfriend over in New York, how does they act like they don't even know it? They can't even be honest with this. They're so fucked up in the head because they worship white people. They don't even want to admit that that happens, and we know it happens because you see it right there in Google. These are facts. I was in school, but I wasn't even taught it because we were integrated with white people. So I had white people as a kid growing up with white people and kids in school. And when this little girl, we was up there at the chalkboard doing the assignment, and that shit jumped off her head and jumped on my damn shoulder. I was like, what the fuck is that? Hitting my damn shoulder. I was like 6 years old. I'm like, oh man, what is that? What is that?
Well,
No
people
one told
don't.
me about lice. Because you know
Mhm.
why? Because it lets you know they're not superior than you. They don't even want to talk about it. You don't never know. They don't talk about it in the school. You're like, you didn't know African people, you don't get lice.
Uh-huh.
Why don't you get it since you're the same? You don't get
Well,
that shit.
Well, in general, as we get to wind up, I just want to, ensure that this content is going to be able to reach the African people because they need it the most. The most. We've seen that so many fictions and misconceptions have been said about us, even we as the African people. And at some point, you find that I did get to bump also into a video where a young lady, a young girl, actually 10 years, she was crying. The one day I'm going to be killed because of my color, because I'm melanin, because I'm a black person, and it is really, really painful. And you need to, prioritize yourself and you have confidence within yourself because you matter and no one can ever be like you. You are very, very strong because Africans, we are very, very strong, like no any other persons. We have a very I can say a very big span of life, but due to the foods and everything that the whites have brought onto you, that is, you can see that the lifespan has really been limited because of the chemicals you are consuming, the types of oil you are applying in your body, everything that you are putting in your body. That is why you can see that so many of our lives are being limited, and the lifespan is really going down. But I want to appreciate everyone who has joined us today. Thank you, Keith, also for your sentiments. Thank you for your lessons. I've learned a lot, especially considering all these the cultures and everything that I need to know about.
We're always learning. In life, we're
Yeah.
always supposed to learn. Nothing is
Mhm.
ever stagnant. When we
Mhm.
stagnate knowledge, we die. We must learn. That's what these
Yeah.
religions have done. They put us in a box
Mhm.
and say, well, this is the truth. Don't go outside the box. Don't learn. Nothing.
Mhm.
You're always learning and growing. As far as you live, you acquire more knowledge. And then you try to go
Mhm.
back because maybe something you thought was right was not right. You stay flexible on what you know and always know
Mhm.
that you don't know enough. Always
Mhm.
know that whatever you learn, you don't know enough. You don't know enough.
Yeah.
I don't know enough.
Well, that is true. And I just want to appreciate everyone who has joined us. Thank you, Robert Williams, and to the rest of the family who are
And
watching.
shout out to all black women with those beautiful,
Mhm.
luscious lips. I love them.
Oh, that is super true. And I also want to give a special shout out to one of the friends that have joined us onto the broadcast. I want to give a special shout out to Mike, all the way from Kikuyu, and to Wallens as well. I hope that you guys have learned something to today's topic. And I want to say kwaherini for now. See you tomorrow, the same time, the same place. Do remember we also have other amazing shows lined up for you here on the Black Fire Radio Media for the
We
21st
got
century.
Kate and her bucket hat next.
He doesn't have a bucket hat today, but she got amazing topics. I hope that lined up for you. I'm the one who has the bucket hat. I don't know if mine is a bucket hat. I don't know what to call it, but I love
No,
this
it's fine.
one.
I like it. It's cool.
Wow. All right. All right. Thank you so much for now to say Kwairini family. Have a lovely afternoon. And remember to also tune in onto the African Diary today and also on the Rhythm Scripture as we engage on these matters and be able to learn. For now, Kwaherini familia.